Hi, this is Peter Lovenheim, Brighton High School class of 1971. I want to thank the Brighton High Alumni Association for this unexpected recognition. I'm speaking to you today from the high school cafeteria. It looks a lot different than when I started coming to this school half a century ago, but it's still the cafeteria. For 4 years, this was the place where every day we gathered and observed each other, what we were wearing, what we ate, and importantly, who we sat with. Because there were the cool tables and then all the other tables. And I think we all spent a lot of time worrying about which table we were sitting at. For better or worse, though, it's very nice to be back in the cafeteria. I'm being recognized today, apparently, for some of the writing that I've done. But oddly, I didn't do much writing while I was in high school. I didn't write for the school paper or for the literary journal. It wasn't really until senior year when I took a one-semester course with the wonderful teacher, Elizabeth Hart, called Critical Reading and Writing, that I got the sense for the first time that writing is a craft. And if you liked it, you could practice it and hopefully get good at it. My three most recent books are all of the genre called narrative nonfiction. And these were the books, I think, where I really found my voice as a writer and was able to say the things that are most important to me. Each of these books addresses, in broad terms, the same issue, which is how we connect with each other and with the world. And for that reason, I think of the three books as a trilogy. The first book, Portrait of a Burger as a Young Calf, looked at how we connect with the food we eat, the animals it comes from, and the people who prepare it. In the Neighborhood looked at how we connect with our neighbors, the people who we are physically closest to. And the book I'm just finishing now is about something called attachment theory, which looks at how we connect with the people who we really are closest to. These books each took more than 5 years to write, and each was about a subject that at the time was not yet being widely discussed. When I began the Neighborhood book, for example, no one could quite say why my interest in getting to know my neighbors by sleeping over at their houses would be at all of interest to people who didn't happen to live in Brighton, New York. And plenty of publishers turned down the early proposals for that book, as well as the other books. So my advice to current BHS students is try not to be discouraged if no one else seems to embrace the ideas that excite you. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in his essay, Self-Reliance, says that we need to pay attention to our own thoughts. Too often, he said, we dismiss our own ideas simply because they're ours and not those of somebody famous or revered. But if we dismiss our own thoughts, he warned, tomorrow a stranger will say exactly what we had thought, and we'll be forced, with shame, as he put it, to hear what had been our own idea expressed by someone else. Oh, and by the way, while I'm giving advice, that thing about there being cool tables in the cafeteria, that was a myth. It took me a while to understand that, but as a writer, I've had the opportunity over the years to interview many, many people, often at a very personal level. And what I learned is that everybody has challenges. Everybody has obstacles to overcome and fears. Everybody has a history they have to live up to or transcend. In short, every life examined closely enough is fascinating. So don't worry about sitting at the cool table, because whatever table you're sitting at, by definition, is the cool table. And so are all the other tables. Thanks again to the Alumni Association. And now I'm going to get myself some lunch. Thank you.